Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the semi-monthly meeting of the State of Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Council to order. Today is Tuesday, December 10, 2024. I would ask that the record reflect the council members that are in attendance, as well as the staff members that are here this evening. Prior to our formal agenda, I am going to call on Executive Director Willis for a special presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And before the meeting gets started, the council as well as our legislature would like to recognize our longtime member and friend, Don Gomez, for all his hard work, attendance, dedication, insight to all the matters that have come before this council. We thought this would be a great opportunity to recognize all the hard work you've done, Don. The legislature agrees, and we have Representative McGaugh as well as Representative Courtread here to present you with a legislative citation.
Oh, we made it again.
So I
You're
just,
still laughing.
so when Rep. Corcoran and I heard that you were retiring, we felt it was very important that we recognize you've been serving in the CRMC for a long time, as well as all of the time that you have served in Little Compton.
Yep.
So you have done more than your fair share of serving our community, and we just wanted to recognize all of the work that you have done for the people of Rhode
I
Island.
was 6'4" and had hair when I started. Just things happen. Thank you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is a citation. It says, "Be it hereby known to all that the Rhode Island House of Representatives hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Donald T. Gomez, Coastal Resources Management Council, in recognition of your retirement after many years of dedicated service to the people of the state of Rhode Island at the Coastal Resources Management Council, helping to preserve, protect, develop, and restore coastal areas in Rhode Island. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued good fortune, given this 10th day of December, 2024 at the State House in Providence, Rhode Island." And it's signed by Rep. Corcoran and I, Speaker Shikarchi, Leader Blazajewski, and Leader Chippendale. So,
Very good. Thank you.
thank you so much for your service.
Oh,
Speaker Shikarchi did someplace regarding.
oh, great.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, one of the things is when it's for me, it's a bad day if I don't learn something, you know. I have learned a lot here, I think 17 years that we figured that out. And it's incredible. I mean, so, I mean, that's one way to get over, I guess, is you keep your brain moving, you know, and that and Privigen and a little bourbon. I appreciate this. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
I just like David introduced my wife's on the end there, and then I got the bad daughter sitting next door. Granddaughter, and then the father and I got two in the back, Ben Imon. He's got a little thing cooking over there that, my wife's gonna be a great grandmother.
All right, congratulations.
His mother Holly, who works at Miriam, she's been there 33 years, something like that. So we started with HIV and we ended up with COVID, and, you know, Dr. Fauci was in the middle of all of that or something, I think, so anyway, I'm glad that, you're already telling me to shut up. 60 years with a long woman, I wrote that song. And she keeps telling everybody it's not so, it's only 59 and a half.
Well, you have much to
No,
be
you
proud
can-
of. So Thank you. Thank you for sharing him with us.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you to the whole family for sharing Don with us. I know sometimes at night when we have late hearings, bad weather hearings, and he traveled to get here. So thank you all for sharing him with us. And Don, on behalf of the council, thank you for your many years of dedicated service to the state, to the council, to your friends here on the council. And as we say, you know, we've known you for a long time, so you're a valuable council member, but you're also a good friend. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
And I will now get into our formal agenda for this evening. First matter will be approval of the minutes of the previous meeting, that being November 26, 2024. I want to entertain a motion to approve those minutes, please.
Motion approved.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Subcommittee reports. Mr. Willis.
Yes, Mr. Chair, there is one subcommittee report tonight, and that is of the Planning and Procedures Subcommittee, which met earlier today to hear a presentation by the Quidnessa Country Club, who has a petition in front of this agency to change the water type along the shorelines adjacent to the country club from type 1 to type 2. After several meetings, I think today's meeting was the 4th. Many presentations, staff presentations as well. The subcommittee voted to recommend that the petition be denied. So that action will be brought up to the full council at a later date.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Willis on subcommittee reports? Staff reports, anything?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have a couple of items to bring up to speed on, and maybe because of Don's swan song, most of these have to do with ocean sand plan and wind energy projects. So as you all know, we have been over the past, 5, 6, 7 years going through federal consistency on any number of offshore renewable energy projects, wind farms. And prior to that, the development of the ocean SAMP that Chairman Koya as well as Don were members of the subcommittee that developed that. That has resulted in this board looking at 6, 7 projects over that time period of renewable energy, and we are looking at 3 more. South Coast Wind, which you all have participated in the federal consistency review, and the offshore in the federal waters, has an application that's currently in the public comment period of the agency for a Category B application to bring their export cable, their power cable, from the farm up the Sakonnet River, going through the town of Portsmouth, and then finding its way through Mount Hope Bay into Massachusetts waters. That's out for public comment as I speak. I just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. Outside of our federal review area is what's called Beacon Wind. So that is further southeast than the area that we have the ability to reach and review. but their export cable will go through one of our geographic location descriptors as it goes west of Block Island into Long Island Sound. We will look at the export cable for that project. However, Beacon Wind has asked the federal government for a 1-year extension on filing its COP, its construction operations plan. So that gives us a little bit of a reprieve until we have to bring that in front of you. And then with Ørsted, which has 3 current projects that this board has looked at, South Fork, Revolution, and Sunrise, they are beginning to explore the development of their 4th lease area, which is just southeast of the Sunrise lease area, called Starboard Wind. So we've just started regular meetings with Ørsted on that project. Again, they have not yet filed a construction operations plan, which would kick off our federal consistency review right now. So that's coming. But maybe Don, unfortunately, we won't have your input on those. And then
come and sit in the audience just so I'm
we would appreciate that. Thank you. And then lastly, I was in DC last week as part of an annual trip that the coastal programs make just to meet with our congressional leadership throughout the country, coastal state leadership, on the importance of the coastal program, on the importance of the research reserves that are all under the NOAA operational umbrella, just to ensure that should any budgetary or planning or new responsibilities come along, that they don't forget the importance of coastal zone management in the United States. And I was down representing Rhode Island with the Coastal States Organization to just meet with our congressional delegation and other congressional delegations on the importance of coastal zone management. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Any questions of Mr. Willis?
comment. I'm back in my own role. again.
Absolutely.
But the wind turbines, we've done that, the SAP that we put together and things, it's actually, I hear a lot of criticism and things, but it's actually the reason that we have turbines out there is because I've been told that we are the Saudi Arabia of wind. You know, that it's not oil, but we have the most wind energy of the Atlantic coast. And one of the things we did with our special area management plans and the council meetings and things is determine the number of turbines that can go up in an area, how they're going to sit, trying to avoid all the fishermen's obstructions. The placement, I think, we're 1.1 nautical mile apart on most of them, so ships can get through even in storms and things. So and that placement is not in. We did great surveys on, you know, where are the lobsters, where are the codfish, and that type of thing, and a lot of trips out there and discussions, and there was the SAP was a very interesting document to go through, but just one thing that I wanted to note because it's worth reading is that you guys had to make a trip out with our Native American friends to look for artifacts on the bottom of the ocean off of Block Island, I believe, wherever the glacier ended. Sure. And so we allowed one way or another, the Native Americans were able to input a major section into the SAMP. And I would advise everybody, you know, the SAMP might bore you, but the Native American write-up is very Rhode Island, and gives you a great history of what they did. And, you know, we were part of trying to help them out with that. So with that, I'll just say that the SAMP is still a pretty key document, this whole thing. So, and I don't know if we're the only state that actually has one or not. Mass doesn't.
You so much to comment on, and well, thank you for your and Ray's input on that and other council members at the time. That was a very important document. It is the only special area management plan in the country to address ocean resources the way we do in a regulatory environment within state waters, but federal consistency allows us to apply those concerns out in federal waters. We don't have regulatory jurisdiction out there, but because of the work that you all did in developing that that management plan, we're able to review them much more closely than any other coastal program in the country. So thank you for that. Yeah, and your comment on Native Americans, as much as we're going to miss you bringing in artifacts that you find along the Little Compton shoreline to every meeting.
Quiet. Quiet.
Yeah.
We have a clock in the back and we can't talk these things.
That integration of Native American input into management plans, I can't say for certain that it started with our ocean plan, but it is an important part of all the management plans today when we're talking to other states on how to do ocean resource planning.
I
You have to
believe it was
Yeah.
initiated.
Yeah.
So it's a while ago now, but I know that, again, it's one of those things that grew on me, like we're counting birds, we're doing all kind of things offshore. We did a huge amount of data gathering offshore before we really did anything. And the Native American, taking them out and bringing them in was, it kind of, with all the technical stuff going on, I'm saying, okay, but now when I go back and read it, it's just classic. It's great reading. So
Thank you for the
it's a good
foresight.
thing we did.
Thank you for the foresight on that.
Thank you. All right, first matter is the Oscar Program Grant Award Recommendation for Review and Action. They're listed as follows: habitat degradation and flood mitigation, implementing nature-based solutions through 2 pilot projects for $225,000. Restoring marsh habitat and public green spaces at South Easton Pond for $150,000. Moshassuck River Urban Restoration Program, $250,000. India Point Park Shoreline Improvement, $400,000. Pawtuxet Park Waterfront Improvement Project, $193,000. Restoring the resilience of Stillhouse Cove Park, $59,150. Enhancing coastal resilience and safe public access at Black Point, Rhode Island, $100,000. Improving resilience at Gull Cove, RIDEM, Public Shoreline Access Point, $50,000. Lowland resilience and right-of-way improvements, $257,690. Culvert replacements, improved designs for flooding mitigation and habitat restoration, $275,000. Restoring aquatic organism passage and reducing flooding at Cannonchet Road in Hopkinton, $150. Mackerel Cove dune restoration and resiliency, $199,400. Town Beach seawall revetment, $300,000. And Bruce, you have this for us?
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So what this is the Ocean State Climate Adaptation and Resilience Fund, short for Oscar. Some council members may be familiar with the Coastal Habitat Trust Fund that the council does every year. This is similar. This was created in 2021 by the legislator. And this is the first year it's been funded. It's jointly administered by CRMC, DEM, and Rhode Island Infrastructure Bank. And we received a lot of really competitive applications this year. We met as a technical advisory committee with representatives from RIDEM, statewide planning, Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency, and CRMC. Back in August, we reviewed all the applications, we ranked them, and we are recommending 13 for funding in the amount of approximately $2.6 million. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have been notified by DEM that Director Gray did sign off on all 13 recommendations, and we are the next agency to approve it, and then we would send it to RIB.
Okay, any questions of Bruce from the council? I would entertain a motion to accept the recommended funding.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made by Mr. Flynn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Gomez. Any discussion? I'll poll the council. Mr. Flynn,
Aye.
Mr. Izzy,
Aye.
Mr. Gomez,
Aye.
Mr. Russolino,
Aye.
Mr. Hobart.
Aye.
I do, Ray McCoy, vote aye. They have approved unanimously. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Next matter on the agenda is an application which has been out to notice and before the council for review and action. First being 2024-04-037 Bowen's Wharf Company. It's an application to perform repairs and alterations to commercial boating facility consisting of relocation of an existing ramp and float and 18 square feet addition to existing timber landing pier to support the relocated ramp and float. The pier, ramp, and float provide public access to charter boats and miscellaneous vessels. The proposal relocates the float and ramp and provides support at the new pier construction. It is located at Plat 24, lots 342 at 22 Bowen's Wharf, Newport, Rhode Island. Is the applicant present this evening?
Present, Mr. Chair.
How are you? Come forward, please. You just identify yourself for the record, please.
Joe Nicholson, I'm the CEO of Bowen's Wharf Company, 13 Bowen's Wharf, Newport.
You need this one.
Mr. Nixon, I'm going to swear you in. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
Joseph J. Nicholson, Nicholson, Jr. 13 Bowen's Wharf, Newport, Rhode Island.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Rich, please.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Okay, this background site, there's been numerous CRMC ascents dating back to approximately 1983 for this area. The existing facility is used to provide public access for charters and vessels on moorings in the harbor. The purpose of the project is to provide more resiliency from high tides and storm surges, which makes the access to the float unsafe and causing structural damage to the facility. To accommodate this, the facility will expand to 18 square feet, which is 9 foot by 2. And a new float constraint system is proposed. It's called a slide moorer FUB. Please note that the original application called for a 9 foot by 10 foot 8 inch expansion, and again, it's been reduced to 9 by 2 feet. This was revised and reduced after discussions with the butters and the city of Newport to minimize the impacts. Staff's opinion is that the project meets the requirements of the Rhode Island Coastal Resource Management Program, and since it is consistent with the designated prior use, which is a Type 5 waters, which is recreational commercial harbors, and there are no objections by any abutters or any other neighboring site. Based on the above, staff recommends approval of the project.
Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Lucia by the council members? Sure, anything to add, or would you rely on the application and comments by Mr. Lucia?
I do both of those, yes.
All right. Any questions of the applicant by the council members? Are we ready for a motion? If so, someone want to make a motion on the application?
Mr. Chairman, based on the recitation by CRMC staff and the application and the materials submitted with the application, I will move for approval of the application of Bowen's Wharf Company.
And Mr. Rizzi, does that include the staff report? That was
Yes,
by
the staff report. Yes.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Gomez. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll pull the council. Mr. Russolino.
Aye.
Mr. Horvath.
Aye.
Mr. Flynn.
Aye.
Mr. Izzy.
Aye.
Mr. Gomez.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Corey, vote aye. Sure, the application has been granted unanimous. Good luck.
Great, thank you very much.
What's up? Next matter is 2022-01-064, City of Providence, Butler Hospital, application to construct a replacement access road that will allow the City of Providence to inspect, maintain, and repair the existing sewer line. A variance is required from CRMC 1.3.1.B, parentheses, filling, removing, and grading of shoreline features, close parentheses, period. A special exception is required from RICMRP 1.2.2.C.1.2, parentheses, A, parentheses, coastal wetlands, for alterations to salt marshes and contiguous freshwater or brackish wetlands abutting type 1 waters located at 305 Blackstone Boulevard, Providence, Rhode Island, plat 38, lot 2. And you're here, sir, on behalf of the applicant. And Amy, you have this for us?
Yes,
Thank you. If you could
thank you,
report.
Mr. Chair. The project location is on the southernmost extent of the grounds of Butler Hospital in Providence. As noted, it is abutting type 1 water. The project is to do maintenance on an existing roadway that accesses an existing sewer line that was built at some point during the 1950s. The road is significantly deteriorated and needs work to allow for continued maintenance of the sewer line. There were no comments received during the public notice period. As proposed, the maintenance on this roadway will result in 10,890 square feet of disturbance to coastal wetland abutting type 1 waters. And as required by the Red Book program, mitigation area of 21,960 square feet, which exceeds the 2-to-1 standard, will be performed in the form of a restoration of the Phragmites Marsh on site along the shoreline. Staff is of the opinion that this infrastructure project does meet the special exception criteria, and that the existing location of the road necessitates both the variance, it is within the setback, and the both the variance and the special exception. There's no objection to the staff approval of the special exception and then therefore the application. There are 2 stipulations within the staff report. One requiring a planting plan of the mitigation area once the Phragmites has been treated. 2, requiring that the applicant receive from DEM Division of Agriculture the herbicide application permit. And there are 2 additional stipulations that are not in the report, but are recommended by staff. The third is that the applicant obtain the water quality permit from DEM for the work within the wetlands, and also a permit from the Army Corps of Engineers for work within the wetlands.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of Amy from the council? Sure, if you could identify yourself for the record, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian King from Crossman Engineering, here on behalf of the City of Providence.
I swear.
Mr. King, I'll swear you in. Will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Will you please state and spell your name for the record?
Brian, B-R-I-A-N, King, K-I-N-G, from Crossman Engineering, 100 Jefferson Boulevard, Suite 200, Warwick, Rhode Island.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. King.
Thank you. Would you like to add anything to what Amy has reported?
One thing I could add, well, first of all, I'm here to answer any questions and to present any, if there's any questions or need to present the project. On the 2 additional requirements, we'll certainly be happy to meet those. Reviewing the file, I know you and I corresponded a little bit. I never finished the conversation. We reviewed the file, and it's very possible that the water quality certification was an exempt activity, looking through the regulations. So we'll confirm that. And if it's exempt, then yeah, it's not required. And with the Army Corps of Engineers, we're actually not really touching water, so we would confirm that that is exempt, and if it's not, we would certainly get one. Yeah. A permit.
Any questions of Mr. King, Mr. Flynn?
Well, either for Amy or Mr. King, I didn't see any, it might have been on the report and I may have missed it. What does the roadway consist of? Is it a dirt road or a paved road?
It's dirt road.
It's a dirt road. That's
And
what I
it's,
figured it would be,
yeah,
but I
it's
didn't.
real beat up and impassable in sections.
No, but the new road.
Oh, it will also be dirt. It was not.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just wanted to confirm.
Any other questions? Yes, Mr. Herbert.
The filling activities and disturbance activities necessary for the project, are they all within coastal freshwater wetlands, or are they within, or is any of the activity in tidal freshwater, in tidal wetlands?
It's actually two stream crossings. There was an existing road that was built in the 1950s, and it's in very poor condition, especially as you continue northerly toward Grotto Avenue. The slopes get steeper, and there's a few stream crossings where you could actually see remains of the original stream. It was like a concrete bridge almost that spanned the watercourse. So in those areas where there's a stream crossing, we're proposing a concrete mattress that will be laid with the grade. The concrete mattress it'll provide the structural stability, and there's also voids in that where you can plant vegetation in that concrete mattress. And the same with so that would be the filling, would be just the activities around the stream crossings.
Okay, so there's existing deteriorated culverts or bridges there that would be replaced by essentially a ford.
I'm sorry, be replaced by?
A ford, like a concrete ford,
Yeah,
essentially at or below
Correct.
existing grade?
correct.
Okay,
And it's just some adjacent work to make the grades passable for a vehicle. Yep.
okay. I know that, I know you raised that there might be some exemptions associated with that activity. I think there might be in the freshwater wetlands regulations. I'm not sure that covers coastal wetlands.
Yeah,
It might require
Let's say tidewaters and wetlands, territorial seas. It has a list, but we can check with Neil, actually. Have folks
Okay.
know it.
Yeah.
Neil.
This is coastal wetland.
That's what I thought,
This is
yeah,
both the wetlands and part of this is freshwater wetland. Yeah.
right.
It's
So there,
classified as type 1, I think, all the way up.
yeah, so there's exemptions in the freshwater wetlands regs, but not in the water quality certification regulations. So the state water quality regulations seem for some of that work, you might need a water quality certification just for the fill.
Okay, I apologize. I read if you get a CRMC permit, if a CRMC permit is required, then they had a list of activities that were exempt. I guess filling and
Yeah, filling is not one of those,
it says filling of waters of the state. No,
right? That's one that's actually excluded, I believe.
okay. We can certainly confirm that, and whatever is required, we will get.
Right. The federal 401 water quality cert would be covered if this is authorized by Army Corps under the general permit. Because we've issued for that, but it wouldn't cover the state water quality if it's needed. Okay, thank you.
Any further questions of Mr. King? Anything else to add, sir? Okay. Is there anyone else present this evening that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Anyone present this evening that wishes to speak in opposition of the application? I believe with the special exception, I've opened up a public.
Yeah. Two votes.
Two votes.
Or, do I have to open up a public hearing? I know we've got two votes, no. By the way, special exception, you have to do that, no. Okay,
I think the call was.
okay, just wanted to clarify that. All right, at this time, I'd entertain a motion on the request for a special exception. Is the council in a posture to make a motion relative to granting or to deal with the special exception.
I'll move acceptance that the special exceptions I guess be included in part of the
Well, we're gonna have two, it's necessary to have two votes, one to approve or deny the request for a special exception.
I move to approve.
A motion's been made. Is there a second as it relates to the special exception?
Mr. Chair, if I may, and Mr. Gomez, that's based on the staff report and the staff recommendation here tonight.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so the motion is made by Mr. Gomez, seconded by Mr. Russolino, as who had indicated. Any discussion? I will poll the council, Mr. Russolino,
Aye.
Mr. Herbert,
Aye.
Mr. Flynn,
Aye.
Mr. Izzy,
Aye.
Mr. Gomez.
Aye.
I too vote aye. The special exception is granted. I will now entertain a motion on the application.
Mr. Chairman, based on the staff report and the staff recommendation and the testimony that was produced at the council hearing tonight, I would move to approve the application of Butler Hospital that was heard tonight.
And Mr. Izzy, does that include approval of the variances that were outlined by staff?
It includes the variance and it would also include the 4 additional stipulations together with.
Thank you. Ms. Izzy has made a motion to approve as stated. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Flynn. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll poll the council. Mr. Flynn,
Aye.
Mr. Izzy,
Aye.
Mr. Russolino,
Aye.
Mr. Gomez,
Aye.
Mr. Herbert.
Aye.
I too, Ray McCoy, vote aye. The application has been granted. Anything else to come before us this evening?
Nothing else, Mr. Chair.
Someone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Okay.
No,
I think Don.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want to make the motion?
Longer.
All right, Mr. Gomez has made a motion to adjourn. Seconded by Mr. Russolino. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You know,
Thank you, everyone.
motion carries.